How's it going, everyone? Today we will be looking at a game. Pranesh M, young Indian Grandmaster, is white, Magnus Carlsen is black, and here it is actually Magnus's opponent who is pressing, as they have an extra pawn. And Pranesh plays the move h5, which is not the best, so it's a very tricky endgame. But after h5, Magnus made a blunder by taking, because after queen takes, he's able to get a winning queen endgame, just up a pawn, and is able to convert. What I want to show you is after h5, the draw that Magnus missed. Now, again, as you can see on the clock times, I have very little time, so it would have been hard to sort of determine this, but black can play, the only move to draw the game is queen b1. And the idea is that the king is kind of stuck with this pawn controlling squares, obviously the queen. If you go to a3, then queen a1 check. If king c3, then here, obviously you can't go queen c1, because oops, the queen is right there. But you go queen e1, and if you go back to b3, there's queen b1, and obviously you can't go d4 because of the pawn. If you go d3, then black is going to go queen d1, and here, this is where you kind of like run out of options. Obviously, king e3 would be a blunder, because it would allow a skewer with queen c1 check, and black would pick up the queen. King c3 would just be a repetition, and king e4 would allow you to take the pawn with check and then take on h5. So after h5, Magnus could have drawn the game if he had found queen b1 and the ensuing checks, but instead, they've got to a losing pawn in game, queen and pawn in game, I should say, and it takes some technique for sure, and it's very tricky because black has all the checks and things like that. But eventually, Pranesh got an opportunity to trade the queens, and with the winning pawn in game, Magnus resigned.